What's up, guys? Welcome to the LA AV Club podcast. My name is Jared.
And I'm Aaron.
We're filmmakers living and working here in Hollywood. We work on everything from mainstream productions all the way down to small run and gun stealth gigs.
Yeah, and one of the things, especially lately, we've been working on is how to make content with a very small crew.
Yeah.
And today is a perfect example. There's no crew, and everything is on one C-stand.
But it allows us to still live stream, live edit, live cut in a streamlined way.
Yeah, which is why we're so polished.
Exactly. And we also wanted to kind of have a place where we could bring together our film family and friends and talk about really cool stuff. So today we have Devin Dilmore on the podcast.
Yeah, Devin's rad. I've actually been like all over the world with Devin. I think China, Mexico for sure. We almost went to Mexico like 2 or 3 weeks ago again. But, you know, whatever's going on is going on.
But he's a multi-talented dude because we worked with him on a shoot recently where he was a cam op.
Yeah.
And he was taking photos for fun as a photographer just for himself.
Yeah.
And the client ended up actually buying some of those photos.
I just slid them in. Yeah. I was like, here's some more if you want to pay some more money. And I was like, where'd you get that angle? You know,
the cam op took it.
Yeah.
Anyway, his new short film, Adam 2.0, just came out. He wrote and directed it and did a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Yeah, definitely looks amazing. So we're going to talk about that. So, Devin, let's get to it.
And I'm going to change my shirt.
Thanks for coming on the show, Devin.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
Welcome.
It's awesome to be here. I love that you guys are doing this.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
So we've been on a bunch of jobs where we both have had like various roles on all the different jobs. So how do you describe what you do?
I wear a shitload of hats. I think that's what I do.
Yeah.
Director, DP, photographer. I do, editor. I do tons of work. And I think it's important to wear a lot of hats, and especially this day and age, because I get to say yes to a whole bunch of jobs and get the job.
Mm-hmm. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, cheers, guys. Happy coronavirus.
Yeah,
cheers. Happy Easter.
Oh, yeah.
Happy Easter. Oh, yeah, happy Easter.
So you just made Adam 2.0 short film. It just came out. I guess, it looks great. That'd be my main takeaway of what I remember of it, because I saw it a month or two ago. It wasn't even finished. But tell people about that.
Adam 2.0 is a short film that's like a retro sci-fi, so it has like this 80s feel, but you're in the future and you're not sure what time of year it is. I came up with the idea from an artist named Simon Stollenhag, who's a great artist, and I contacted him about 6 years ago to try to get a full feature made from his art that inspired me. And then I tried to get the rights to it, but I couldn't because he had just given the rights up to the art to another company. And, all I had were stills to work off of his painted images. So I built a story, wrote it with my friend Casey Bonsi. And we had a ton of fun writing it. And I was like, fuck it, dude, let's just shoot this thing. And so we did it. And during the shooting, I found out that Simon, or that company head, went to Amazon to get the series made, and which is now an Amazon series called Tales from the Loop. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. Yeah. So that's that was what I tried to get made 6 years ago, but Amazon picked it up and they gave him the money right away. Amazon gave him the money like immediately, and they were like, go to production.
Yeah.
So it kind of sucks. So what I'm trying to do right now is just release mine during theirs. During their release to like try to piggyback off.
Now it gives me a reason to watch Tales from the Loop.
Tales from the Loop, exactly.
I wasn't going to until now.
It's so fucking
because
good,
of you.
Dude. It's
What was?
But yeah.
What was? How many days did it take you guys to shoot that? Because it looks really, really good. And then also, we're kind of curious about like what cameras, what lenses, and some of like more technical stuff. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So I own a Red Raven, and we just shot it all on that. It was. I don't like the sensor size. I'm really keen to full frame sensors. Being a photographer and everything, it's always weird, going to the Super 35. Which the Red Raven is a tiny bit smaller than a Super 35, just a hair under it. But we shot it all on that, and we shot it all on just L series Canon lenses with the cool thing was what I wanted it to feel like a full frame sensor, so we shot it all at 1.4f.
So crazy.
And my focus pooler was just the man, this guy Raleigh Gambino, I think his last name is. but he was the man, and I gave him like a huge 17-inch monitor for him to just like bury himself in the monitor. So he was like sitting there, you know. But it only took that was a 2-day shoot. We filmed all the we filmed all the interior. It's all shot at my house. Yeah. We have an extra spare room that nobody uses, so I turned that into a little kids room. Yeah. Turn that into a kid's room, and then we used my garage as a basement. We just made the stairs that you see them come down on in the basement is just a whole bunch of apple boxes that I just silhouetted, you know. And then I had some windows outside, and I black wrapped half of the window and then taped some grass to the window. So it looked like there was grass outside, which you can't even fucking see in the film. But
it's funny because when you mentioned the silhouetted apple boxes, I was like, I just imagined, like, I remember watching it and believing that was stairs. So you did a great job on it.
I was hoping for that.
Yeah. Like, but I was like picturing in my head. I was like, I know exactly what he's talking about, and I literally thought that scene had stairs. Like there was no like, oh, it's some sort of effect or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Cool. And then the other day was just the outdoor stuff, and I was waiting for a nice cloudy, weathery day to get some cool clouds in the sky. And I was hoping for it to not rain, but I just called the actress and I was like, get over here now, like we got dope clouds, you know, and she jammed out there real quick, and we went there and shot that. And
nice.
Speaking of which, the like the thing that like they find like on the bridge, or that she finds like on the bridge, like what was that? Like did you make that, or where'd you find that?
Yeah, that's made by Jon K Miller. I think that's his Instagram handle. You guys should check him out. But he works with Alec Gillis and Tom Woodruff Jr., who are the owners of Amalgamated, or Studio ADI. They make all the Predator, Alien, Jurassic Park. They're working on the new Godzilla movie. They're doing all the Tremors. They did all the Tremors stuff back in the day.
Bacon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do some work for them on the side, and John worked with them, and I always saw this like retro style stuff he was doing, and I was like, dude, you gotta make my thing. I want this orb thing made, you know, that was kind of inspired from Simon's stuff, but I couldn't make it look like Simon's stuff for obvious reasons, and so I was like, just run with it, dude. Like, make it just make it look cool, you know. And I sent him like things I found on Instagram of stuff I liked, and he made it, and when you see it in the movie, it's just one. I could afford to get one made, you know. But what we do is I just locked the camera off, and when she's in the field, I just placed it in different areas and just filmed little plates of it, and then comped it together so it looked like a whole bunch of orbs sitting in an abandoned room.
There's a fair amount of graphics and stuff like that in it, and you did a lot of that yourself, right?
Yeah, I edited it, colored it. I did all the graphics, all the tracking, all the compositing was all me. I basically did the whole fucking thing, except for there's a 3D model at the end, which my friend Dominic Sagona, he did that, and it was his first time actually animating something, and he did a fucking great job. I was like, I want the leg to shake like it's struggling to get up for the first time, and he added these cool expressions to make
nice.
like a deer leg shake when the new baby born deers, you know, just is born, you know.
Yeah, that's
and he killed it, man. I did all the sound design too. It was a lot of fun. It was just a labor of love project, you know.
And in typical Devin fashion, he has a little time-lapse action in there also.
I had to. That was actually a really cool thing we should talk about. That I don't even know if you guys noticed. Not many people do notice, but I was trying to do a time-lapse from day to night. And so I had to call my buddy who was in control of the dimmers downstairs, and I was doing the time-lapse upstairs, and it was on a Edelkrone motion controlled slider. And so when I hit go, I did some like quick math. I was like, okay, now go to 10%. Okay, now go to 20%. Okay, now go to 30%. And if you look during the time lapse, the window gets real bright, like the sun is coming up during their all night, you know, stay or whatever.
Nice. So you did that with your photo camera?
Yeah, exactly.
5D or whatever on the Edelkrone?
Yeah, it was a 5D. Yeah, 5D Mark IV on an Edelkrone slider, and it was the Edelkrone Generation 1.
So it looked really good. How much of that look comes from in camera using the Red Gemini and the L series lens, and how much of it is post color processing? I guess, or you should add lighting. DP'd it, so I mean, someone turned on a light at some point. I hope.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we used I always try to, go as natural as possible, practical stuff. But I did have some light mats that I used. I love those LED light mats. They're super lightweight. You can put them up in the ceiling super easily.
Were they the hard ones? Like actual light mat?
Yes, it was an actual light mat. Yeah,
those
exactly.
are dope.
They're great, man. It was all, it's bicolor and everything. So we used those, and then just the RE 1K Fresnels, and I just, in the basement, I shot it through the window. I wish I would have had a little bit more power. I was trying to get it to streak,
Yeah,
but I would have needed like a 2K or something.
I was gonna say you're gonna need like at least a 1.5, if not more.
Yeah, exactly. So whatever, I just rolled with what I had. Like I said, I was just tried to keep it as small budget as possible because it's just a labor of love project. I don't have money to like throw out this thing all day.
You weren't putting atmosphere in the room, were you?
Yeah, I was. We had a
okay, that's why it kind of feels that. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and there was actually every shot.
It's just enough.
Totally. Yeah, and that was always tough. Such a small crew. You know what I mean? It was like 4 of us. Yeah. An audio guy, a focus pooler.
You remember the shoot we did on the rooftop?
Yeah, exactly.
Our executive producer was the one running the fogger. He's hiding underneath a car, a DeLorean, and so he can't even. He has no idea what's going on out of this because we just didn't have anyone to do that.
Yeah,
and it was like Devin was running like a crane himself, with Eric as pulling, and then Gomez had like a slider and a camera himself. And then DJ was running around. So it was like, we had 4 Reds running, 4 Red Geminis, and I think total 5 people in the camera department.
That means
including a crane.
That was fun, man. That was a fun shoot.
It was pretty fun, but yeah.
Yeah, I wish I would have seen some more of that footage.
I know. The footage looked really good, but then there was only so much they could use it for anyways because it was one thing. So it was like, I get it, but bummer.
Right.
I think hyperlapse is probably the first thing that I noticed you done or like I saw of your work, and I was like, wow, like this dude's really talented. And then I think in your intro, he brings up the boxing job we did where you had the 5D on your hip. Yeah. And you shot photos, and I was like, you shot so many good photos that we just had this plethora of BTS, extra footage, like extra stuff, side stuff, all while being a cam op.
Yeah, hell yeah. You can't help it. It's just another. It's a good thing to have in the portfolio. If you're filming and I can take a photo right now. Now I got a dope still.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure some of those stills are either in our our background slideshow, or even our social media content is a shot of us that you took from that job.
I posted a bunch of them.
Yeah,
it's funny because I was directing the shoot and shooting the photography aspect, but it made it so much easier that I was like, okay. If anything I'm doing, something happens, at least we have something, or we have just double to go through.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. And I always appreciate it when people on set, if there isn't a BTS guy that, somebody, I'm like, hey, give me a shot of me holding this camera. You know what I mean? I always appreciate those photos that people do for me.
Yeah, I think you have your grip on the red. On the Gemini, we're shooting on Geminis, and you had a 5D in your other hand. It's I have to see if I have photos of that. It's so good.
It says everything about Devin, really. I was gonna ask, where can everyone go to see Adam?
Yeah. If you just type in Adam 2.0 on YouTube, it should pop up. It's just gonna be.
Maybe add your name, right?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe. Yeah, totally. Devin Dilmore. Yeah, Devin Dilmore.
Yeah, so
that's my Instagram too. You can always find me on Instagram and follow it there.
Yeah, you post a lot of cool photos.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I enjoy taking photos.
All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, my pleasure, man. Thanks for having me. It's awesome. Keep doing this. It's really cool.
Yeah, man. We have maybe a roundtable coming up. We'll have you on for that.
Yeah, we have another little idea coming up. We're gonna get you in on. So
I love it. Can't wait.
All right, man.
Thanks, man.
Later. Cool. Have a good night, guys. Cheers. Peace.